Welcome. My name is Nina Fickett, and I am a mixed media abstract artist and creative educator. And I'm driven by my search for and the need to use texture. It was this drive that put me on a search for a texture product I had glimpsed back in 2017 from a random YouTube video that popped up. However, it had no description and no reference to the product line itself, and there was only a small demonstration of two elements within the line, but at that point, I didn't even know the two products were from the same manufacturer. And 7 years later, I found that product line. But that's another story. So once I discovered who the manufacturer was and what Powertex was, I wanted to learn more about the products. So I dove in big. So today I am a Powertex certified instructor. All that information is down below in my description box. From this learning that I did, that I decided to create this limited series to provide more information about the Powertex product line. And in this, I will be reviewing each product's description, basic description, if there's colors available, how many, what they are, sizes that they're available in, prices. Now, prices will be dated based off of the date of the footage taken, and resource. Usage tips, cleanup tips, any of my experience with the product, and then I will show you the product itself as well as samples of the products having been used. Now, down in the description box, you will find videos that I am recommending for each of the products, as well as I will list any classes that are online using the product that I am introducing. All right, so today in our Powertex introduction series, we are going to be covering universal medium. Universal medium is a texture hardener and a liquid medium. It serves as the backbone of countless mixed media projects. This is the core Powertex product. Sometimes on videos on YouTube, you'll hear people talking about Powertex, and what they're really talking about is universal medium. They don't usually discriminate the difference between the brand and the product of universal medium. So this is where we're going to start because it is the core of the line. Let's first talk about the different attributes of universal medium before we get into what it does, etc. Powertex is a weather resistant. So if you're creating art to go outside, then this is your thing. So it is weather resistant. It's versatile. It can be used on a huge variety of surfaces like wood, cardboard, paper, of course fabric, because it is a hardener. It's a textile hardener, a fabric hardener. So that alone makes it ideal to run the gamut of the different, anything porous you can use Powertex on. The things you cannot use it on are glass, plastic, or metal. It will not adhere to anything that's plastic, so it will not adhere to acrylic paint. That is something that you need to understand right off the bat. So anything you use to work with this needs to be plastic or metal, because you can pull it off of it. It cleans up very well. You will need to have plastic gloves when handling it, unless you want to be spending a very long time cleaning up your hands. And you'll need to cover your surface with something plastic. And down below I will have a video of someone actually covering their table with a trash bag. So that's an easy, you can find really inexpensively at the dollar stores, plastic tablecloths and that kind of thing. You want to do all your mixing, you want to use something plastic to do your mixing in so that it comes out real easy. This, you can see it releases very easily. So it makes, you just let it dry and then you peel it out and it makes cleanup really easy. All right, that's those basics. So Powertex needs to be stored at room temperature and avoid exposing it to anything below freezing. So 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit is a no-no for the universal medium. So a couple things, when using Powertex, you are going to need a pair of channel pliers. This is just a tip because after using it many times, so channel locks just enables you to very easily remove your lids. Just get that initial unstuck. So this is this is ivory. This is what it looks like. Now in terms of smell, Powertex has a very unique smell. It is not caustic, it's very earthy. It's kind of vinegary when you smell it. It is, I don't know, I smell Powertex now and it just takes me to my love of texture and brings up all those feelings. So now it's kind of integrated. So you will need a dowel that fits into whatever your size of bottle is for mixing. Each universal medium will have different amounts of pigment in the bottom. So while the translucent has no pigment in the bottom, yellow ochre has a ton of pigment in it. So just be aware that there's going to be differences, and that's okay. So why you need the dowels is because just shaking it is not enough to mix all that wonderful pigment in. So you're going to actually take your dowel, go into your bottle. Now, depending on the color, you will feel that pigment down on the bottom. The other thing I really suggest is that when using Powertex products, that you have a piece of wax paper near you to always put your tools down on, because my table is a wood table and you do not want to get Powertex on your table. All right, so once your Powertex is mixed, you're going to want to put your lid on it and give it a tight squeeze and shake. And that is going to incorporate all the pigments you just loosened from the bottom in and give you a good color saturation for future use. And there we have it, nicely mixed and ready to rock and roll. Universal medium can come in 3 different sizes depending on the color. The half liter, the 1 liter, and the 5 liter bottles are available. So Powertex, like I said, is a textile hardener. So you can harden any type of fabric. So this is burlap, you can use that. This is just t-shirt material. So here is a piece of t-shirt material that's been hardened with the bronze universal medium, and you can see how hard that is. And again, it is weather resistant. Translucent, using printed images on handmade paper. This is kind of a mixture. This is handmade paper that has little leaves and stuff in it. It's a mixture of colors. This is a mixture of colors. This is handmade paper that I've crinkled, and you can see how hard that is now. This is watercolor paper that is very thick paper, and it has a very thin layer of universal medium. This is ivory mixed with the green, and it's a very thin layer. As you can tell, Powertex is glossy, but not really glossy on fabrics. And it is on rice paper, so it still has a bit, it's not really saturated hard, a lot of it on there. This is burlap strands. So burlap strands that I've pulled off, that I've soaked in the translucent medium. So they have become very firm. They hold their shape. They're great to use if you're an art journaler, in art journals, as part of your focal points, or even just adding texture to the page. They are great if you're making a painting, to add as textural bits, to use the strands. Universal medium can be mixed with another Powertex product called Stone Art, which we'll be talking about later, to make a clay. Here are some samples of that. On these were also, this one is a bistre sprayed onto it, and this is a power color, which we will be talking about later. Powertex has a product called 3D balls, and I have painted these 3D balls with the terracotta universal medium. I also forgot to say that the Powertex is the universal medium, and all the Powertex products are ACMI approved, so they do have the AP seal. If you want to learn more about what this means, please do check out the description box below, where I go into some detail and give you a website to read up more about what that means. Alright, so this first sample I'm going to show you is using Powertex mostly as a textile hardener. So this is a sculpture, and I will show some additional footage here of this during its creation. This is simply t-shirt material that was used, and you can see it is very hard. Universal medium was used to cover the figurine. These are also products from Powertex, the plaster figurine. It's actually a bust and hands, they're separate. Also, Powertex sells these metal bases, so you can see the kind of details that you can get. This was some, let's see if I can get that in focus here. This is right here, is like the shaw here that goes across. I will have some better footage here for you to see this, but that is fabric. It's like almost like a lace product. I don't know how it was created, but it is a textile, and I used that for her shawl. That was soaked. This is all this color, not the metallic part here. That was done a different method using the easy varnish, which we will cover later on, and the metallic and the coloration here, the patina, is all done separately. But I will do a color sample, but of the bronze universal medium was used primarily to soak this fabric in and to create her dress, her hair, and her shawl and the belt that goes around, or sash that goes around her dress. That is a project using the universal medium. Another sculpture, easier to see almost. This is using two other products, the stone art and the 3D flex, easy 3D flex powder, and the stone art structure powder. You make a clay out of it using the universal medium, so that was created using that. And this painting is not finished, but it was created using universal medium as well as other products. So this is right here, and this right here is the yellow ochre, and in here was used I used the ivory. I think that was ivory. It was either ivory or white. And the rest of the color, the green and the mahogany here, is a different product. They are called bisters, and those we will go over in a later video. And these are the stone art, excuse me, the 3D balls were used, as well as some of the sand dust were used in here. 3D balls, we will talk about those in a later date, but they come in a variety of sizes. So that's another way that you can use the universal medium. So I have a class, an in-person class coming out, and this is a sample of what we will be doing in that class. And this is the burlap. It has been soaked in the translucent universal medium. This piece of saguaro bark, or the saguaro skeleton, has been soaked in a universal medium in the translucent. And this is t-shirt material, and it has been used the green on it. And then I have covered this plaster face, which is also another product by Powertex, in bronze. So the universal medium comes in 11 colors, 3 sizes, 11 colors. I don't believe all the colors come in all 3 sizes. I think the more popular colors that people use to mix other colors come in the larger sizes. And the prices, these are based on the date of filming this video and based on purchasing them from powertexproductsusa.com, which I will have that listed down below in the description box. The half liter is $29.95, the 1 liter is $39.95, and the large 5 liter is $179.95. So that's the pricing on the universal mediums. So you can find, and I'll have this listed down below, is a color swatch, as I have printed these on watercolor paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch these with you so you can see the colors. So I am going to get out this is just a inexpensive brush that I'm going to use to paint these on here. I've already mixed up my ivory. I do not have white, so I'm not going to do that today. So this is the ivory. I should have done a mark do a pen so you can see how opaque this is. So this is ivory. And you can build up layers to get it more opaque. And let it dry in between, but that is the ivory. This is the yellow ochre. So the yellow ochre and some of the darker colors have a more vinegary smell than the ivory, the translucent, and the white. Alright, so this is very thick on the bottom. So I'm mixing it up. It's been a while since I've used it. And you'll see it's kind of glumpy, and that is normal. While it's sitting on the shelf, been in transit to you, it gets separated. Now if you used a color and then you've mixed it up and you go back to it the next day, it won't be as hard to mix. Now I'm going to close it tightly and give it a shake. And it doesn't sound like it's shaking because this is one of the thicker ones. I don't have all the colors, so I won't be swatching them all today, but I did want you to see what a wonderful array of colors. You can really create a lot of colors from these base 11 colors. On the swatches, there's a second sheet that is for universal medium, and they're all blank, so these could be your custom colors that you mix that you like. So if you've tried mixing some and you really like it, you can write your notes on what that recipe was and swatch it out here. So there's a yellow, there's a blue, and there's red. So you have your basic primary color, so you can create from that. We have a white and we have a black. So those are the colors that I currently have in the universal medium. I have not yet purchased white, black, blue, or red. So, but I did want to share those colors with you so you can see how versatile. I have some imagery of the red, and I'll show it now. But anyways, the red is just a really like holiday red. It's a bright red. It's beautiful. I think I have fully covered universal medium, and at least in what I wanted to get across to you initially, so that you would know, have a better idea if this is a product that's for you. It is definitely a mixed media artist's dream, this product. So I suggest you investigate it further, and I thank you for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me and you haven't yet, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you for coming along.